Hey guys, Nerderd here, back again with episode 5. Um, yeah, this is gonna be a good one, so it's just me again, in case you couldn't make it. But I'm really excited for this one. Lots of news, lots of trailers, we got an album and a movie. So this is gonna be a long one, but a good one. So let's just start off, with Marvel. Captain Marvel 2 is said to explore Captain Marvel more. So there's Captain Marvel, which is Brie Larson's character, and there's Marvel, who she named herself after. And they'll explore that more, which goes along with what we talked about last week about how Captain Marvel 2 or at least 2 was going to be a prequel. Some Endgame news. Well, not really news, but they had a $400 million budget for Endgame, which is crazy. That's a lot of money. I'm so excited to see it. I'm seeing it Friday. But box office predictions. I'm gonna guess they're gonna make at least 300 million. No, they're gonna make that back easy. In the box office. I project they're gonna make close to $2 billion for this movie. I don't know what I was saying at the beginning, but yeah, I'm gonna guess they're gonna get close to $2 billion from the ticket sales alone, and then what they get from toys when it goes out on Blu-ray and DVD and stuff. It's gonna be crazy. So the Russos say, they basically said no one is safe in Endgame. Anyone could die. They didn't really specify on that, but if you were like, oh, so-and-so won't die, they just got added, you never know. So the lady who plays Valkyrie in Thor Ragnarok, she talks about how she heard a rumor for a Thor 4 pitch. I don't remember whether or not Hemsworth has said that his contract is over and he didn't get renewed. I don't really remember. I'm so down for Thor 4. She said it would be directed by Waititi. And that was just one of my favorite movies in the MCU. Top 10. Great movie. And seeing a quote-unquote sequel to that movie would just be so good. So some Spider-Man Far From Home news. It got moved up 3 days to July 5th because of reshoots. When I heard this, I was a little bit worried, but I'm not too worried. Every movie has reshoots. It is... Yeah. So they are reshooting some of the film, but it did get moved up, which does seem weird, but the movie's gonna be fun. I said it weird the first time, I'm very sorry, and I read what I wrote wrong. Yes, okay. Reportedly they're pursuing a gay Asian lead for the Eternals. And another rumor also says that Madong Cheok may be added to the Eternals, and he's South Korean. So Madong Cheok may be the lead for the Eternals. More movie role news. Tyrese Gibson we knew he was in Morbius, but now we know his role. He's playing Agent Stroud, who was in the comics. So what that means is Morbius is getting hunted like Venom was. So there was a rumor a long time ago, probably 2 or 3 years ago, for a War Machine movie. And it was confirmed that is dead. They looked at it and it's just not happening, which makes sense. A lot of the War Machine... The only movie I could see happening for War Machine, if they were to have done it, would be a movie about some adventure, like maybe some of the terrorist adventures he had in the Phase 1, Phase 2 era. So there was a rumor for a potential She-Hulk show. It would be her and Bruce Banner in the show. I would love to see that. It'd be a Disney Plus show, of course. But that'd be a fantastic show. I'd watch that. It'd be cool. It'd be funny. And I think it'd feel like if they were to write it, it'd be a more lighthearted Deadpool. Not Deadpool, Daredevil. Lawyer show mixed with superhero mixed with fun. Another Disney Plus thing. So this is one of the things that I missed from last week. There were like 2 or 3 things that I missed because like I had problems last week. But it's called WandaVision, which is an awful name. I don't like that name. It reminds me of the ship names they give that people get or whatever. Not a fan of that. I'm excited for the show, not excited for the name. So Clark Gregg's character that he's playing in the new Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season was released, and his name is Sarge. I don't know if that's a comic book character, but if you remember the WonderCon trailer, he was like, the intern from S.H.I.E.L.D. was like, but you work with Shields, and Clark Gregg, who looks like obviously Phil Coulson's like, what's Shield? So yeah, that's Sarge. I'm guessing some sort of Kree thing, tie it to Captain Marvel. Alright, Gifted. The Gifted is canceled. No 3rd season, had 2 seasons. I'm not disappointed by that. I bet some people will be. The 1st season, I didn't mind. I thought there were some really bad episodes, but I was on board with it. The 2nd season felt like season 1, just because you'd be like, okay, mutants got attacked. Let's help those mutants. And then something bad would happen to one of the characters, and it was like that all the time. There was no good action, it was just talking. So that doesn't surprise me. Obviously, with the Fox deal, too. So the Russos, they talk about the future of the MCU, and they say it's going to be unpredictable. Like, you can't expect... I think what they mean by that is with the first 3 phases, you were like, oh, we're going to get a trilogy. Okay. Oh, we got, I don't know, Ant-Man. We should expect a sequel. Stuff like that. And I don't think we can expect known characters either, which I'm excited if they do more B-list characters, even C-list characters in the comics, like with Shang-Chi and stuff. They also said that diversity would be the gold standard for the MCU going forward, and that you shouldn't expect anything else. We already see that with Eternals and stuff like that. So when Brie Larson was filming Endgame, she had no idea what she was filming, which is just another case of Marvel being really secret with what they're doing. Yeah, so that's just a story there. So Marvel Ultimate Alliance, The Black Order, gets a July 19th, 2019 release date for Nintendo Switch. So if you have a Nintendo Switch, you can get that game July 19th. The Last Russo's news. They are working on a Stan Lee documentary. Probably Disney Plus. I want to see that. That'd be really cool. So Dark Phoenix. We will talk about the Dark Phoenix trailer later on, but for now, Dark Phoenix is tracking as the lowest box office opening in X-Men history. And I think when I read the article, it didn't mean just X-Men movie, but it's also tracking as the lowest X-Men related, so that includes the Deadpool and the Logan movies, whatever. Lowest ever. Makes sense. I'm gonna save my rant for the trailer. Okay, DC news. We're not done with the Russo brothers because they said they're open to doing DC movies, which I'd be excited to see what they do. Except I don't really think they will. At least not for a while. I think DC is going to focus on doing solo films for the next... I mean, obviously Suicide Squad 2, but I would expect that for the next 3 to 4 years, they're just going to do solo movies. It's not going to be really a connected universe. They're going to nod to each other like what happened in Shazam, but if the Russo brothers do DC, it's not going to be for a while. Swamp Thing news for the DC universe. The ending was cut short and because of production problems and filming problems, and it got moved from 13 episodes to 10 episodes. But we did get a look at Swamp Thing, and it looks incredible. It looks really well done, the way he looks. There's a rumor going around that John Cena will play Peacemaker in Suicide Squad 2 as a character role. And if he is, it'll be released soon because the Suicide Squad 2 is also done filming. I've never really seen... Oh, no, that's not true. I've only seen John Cena play a role in one movie, which was Daddy's Home 2, which was very brief. So, I don't really have an opinion on his acting. But Suicide Squad 2 is done filming, so they're going into the editing process. DC Universe is to launch on Xbox One for April. So you know how you can get like Netflix on the PS4. I don't have an Xbox, but you can get go to Netflix on the PS4. It'd be similar to that for Xbox. It'd just be DC Universe. So Feige, he talked... Oh, that is Marvel news. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Alrighty then. I'm very sorry. Okay, back to DC for 2 seconds. Feige wants to tie in TV and movies together for what he called a new kind of storytelling. I'm on board for that. Having the TV and the movies tie in together. They did that a little bit in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but this, I feel, what he's trying to say is there'll be direct tie-ins. So a story that could start in the movies would continue on in the TV. I think it's genius and really cool for the MCU because I know that I'm going to watch all of it and it's going to be good. The only thing that worries me, though, is if that's true, not everybody's going to watch the TV and the movies. So say something happens in the TV shows and somebody who just watches the movies, they're going to see something and they're not going to quite know what's happening. So I feel like there will be a disconnect for some people in the movies because not everybody watches all of them. I'm really sorry that we jumped back to Marvel for a second. Back to DC. They cast an adult Catwoman for Gotham finale, and it's Lila Simons. She looks really similar to the original actor. I don't know exactly why they did that, because right now I don't watch Gotham live. Once it gets on Netflix, though, I am gonna watch that whole season 5. I really like season 4. I can't wait to see what they do with Jerome, because I did see a picture of the way Jerome looks. But so I don't know if there was like a time jump. There's going to be a time jump or something. If you're Gotham fans, you'll know why. But yes, there was a new role added. And what's more is if you are watching the Gotham finale, it will have Batman in it. We'll talk about the trailer later, but that they had for the last episode or 2 episodes. But Batman was in the trailer. I'm gonna talk about what I think about the trailer later, though. Okay, Krypton, also another DC show, got a season 2 trailer And I can tell you that it's coming on June 12th. Lobo was in the trailer. I'll give you my opinions on how Lobo looked and the trailer itself. Stargirl news. We talked about Stargirl. Oh my god, talking is hard. Stargirl. We talked about that later, but it just added Hina Khan, I believe. I don't know who that is. If you know who that is, you do. Alright, Star Wars news. So, Star Wars, some things came out that I didn't catch for Celebration, but that's mainly just because a lot of things are coming out now. So Palpatine's return was planned a while ago, before Episode 9. They knew they wanted to bring Palpatine back. I don't really know when. I'm assuming, like, Force Awakens, they were like, yeah, actually, let's bring him back for Episode 9 or something like that. They didn't know how, I'm assuming. I am going to redo my opinion on the Episode 9 trailer, because I rewatched it after I released Episode 4, and I changed my opinion on it. So Lucasfilms is open to doing an Old Republic trilogy and is thinking about doing it, and they're looking at their options if they were to do it. So this isn't really news. This is more of just a story piece for Star Wars. So there was this reaction for the Episode 9 trailer that went around of this guy who watched the trailer, and he got really excited. He was really into the trailer, and he started crying and stuff, and a lot of people, some people with followers too, on like big followings, made fun of him. Whatever, this isn't news. I just want to say, if you're one of those people, that's really not cool. If you think about the impact Star Wars has on people and just things in general and what they like, if you think about it, I think that's 3 generations worth of Star Wars trilogies, you know? When there were some kids who saw the original Star Wars trilogies, when they were kids, watched Star Wars, and were fascinated. It was amazing back then, what Star Wars was. Then they announced they were doing a prequel trilogy. And so, those people who saw Star Wars, when they were kids, brought their children to see the prequel trilogy. That's 2 generations. Then those kids who saw the prequel trilogy had children too, and now they're growing up with the new trilogy. So Star Wars is really impactful, and this person who had this reaction could have had a reaction like that. You don't know what's going on in their life, so you making fun of them for being into somebody and freaking out about it because it's amazing, something so crazy as this, is not cool. And if you did that, I really hope you realize what you did was not cool. That was a rant. Back to news, though. So, EA has no plans to bring Fallen Order to Switch. So, if you do have a Switch and you want to play Fallen Order, you're out of luck. So Daisy Ridley said that the ending for Episode 9 was changed during production, but she likes it. Usually when they change endings during production, that is not a good thing, and that usually means something bad happened to the movie. But if she likes it, that means something positive could have happened. And that's very rare for something good to happen during production if they change the ending. But hopefully it's good. Like I said, we're going to talk about Episode 9 later and how I feel about the movie. Oh, also, Finn said that in Episode 9, the actor who plays Finn in Episode 9 says that Finn kind of accepts who he is, and also he's gonna get his own personal look, which is cool, because he hasn't really he's been hand-me-downs from other people or whatever. So J.J. Abrams says there's more story to raise parents that will be explored in Episode 9, which is cool. Rian Johnson, you evil man, ruined that. But hopefully they didn't fix it. So Kathleen Kennedy says that some of the characters in episode 9, some of the main characters, might not be done after episode 9. Ray, Poe could get a TV show. Finn could get a TV show. They could get TV shows like what's happening with Cassian Andor from Rogue One. Anything could happen. I doubt they'll get movies, but you don't know. So, like I talked about last week, how The Mandalorian would be dropped on Disney Plus's release. Well, I was right about the fact that some of it would get dropped, but I said all of it would get dropped. It's not gonna go all at once. I'm assuming they're gonna release one episode a week, maybe 2 episodes a week. So it is not something you can just sit down and watch immediately once Disney Plus releases. So, Reylo, that's a ship that happens. Rey plus Kylo. Daisy Ridley says she can't really get behind Reylo in a personal way. I don't really want to see them get together. If they do, they do. I don't know. Not really my thing. But, so, JJ, he also talks about how Episode 9 will not be a remake of the original trilogy movies like The Force Awakens was. Actually, Last Jedi wasn't too much of a remake. I guess you could argue Empire Strikes Back, but I didn't really see. Anyway, that's not the point. He says it will not be a remake like The Force Awakens was. It'll be its own movie with its own way of being built, which is cool. I'm excited to see what they do with that. So Obsidian, they talk about their plans that they had for a Knights of the Old Republic 3. And basically you were there as a character and you followed Raven around as he did his thing, and you fought ancient Sith lords, and they were just basically monsters, and you'd see how the ancient Sith left their stamp on the galaxy and how they had their own history as well, which would have been cool. Star Wars, the regular film basically Star Wars itself is taking a break after 2019 releases. Obviously we'll have a few things like the Cassian Andor thing, those little things, not too much though, not too much. And they're not done, they just want to look at what they have and think about it, and then we're gonna come back with Rian Johnson, Game of Thrones, those trilogies. So here's another little story, not a bad story like this other story we talked about, but this guy Gabriel Garcia. So on November 22nd, 2012, he guessed that Episode 7, the title would be Rise of Skywalker, and that the Emperor would return. Obviously, he was wrong about the number of the movie, but he was right about the name and that the Empire coming back. That's just really cool to me. I don't know, a fun little story that he predicted it. I don't know if he was working with Lucasfilm, so we had the inside scoop, or if he was just an outsider who liked Star Wars. Here's some game news. So the PS5 will be released on November 2020. So if you're into that, or if you're going to get it, I don't know if I will or not, probably not, but if you're going to get the PS5, now you have an idea of when it's coming out, so you can start saving money, if that's something you do. Okay, let's get right to the trailers. We have 5 trailers this week, which is crazy. So the first one we're going to talk about, Dark Phoenix. This final trailer, we basically didn't get any new footage. No new footage. So my thing about this movie is the trailers that we've been getting for this movie haven't been half bad. They're not the best trailers ever, but they're not that bad. And I want to have hope for this this movie. The problem is, I know it's gonna be bad. We know it's gonna be bad because of Disney being like, we're not putting that in films. having the lowest box office tracking, whatever. I know it's gonna be bad, but the trailer looks so good, and I wanna like this movie. I do, but I know it's gonna be bad, and it makes it hard for me, to enjoy the trailer and stuff like that. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I had something I wanted to say something about the trailer, but I don't remember. Okay, moving on. We're gonna talk about episode 9 trailer again. We talked about it last week. I had a pretty negative opinion on the movie, or the trailer itself, and I was not excited for the movie. Let me tell you something. I rewatched it after that podcast like 3 or 4 times. The Rey thing where she jumps over the ship is crazy. I've warmed up to the fact that Palpatine is coming back. I'm just gonna accept it, and I am actually really excited for it. Oh my god! Now that when I looked back at the trailer and I really thought about it, and I'm just give you my upfront opinion on it, I am so excited for this movie. You don't understand. It's really cool. Alright, Clone Wars. We got another trailer for the new season that's coming out on Disney+. It looks cool. This season looks more of a character-driven season, focusing on, he's, the clone trooper, Rex. No, is it Rex? I don't know. But the Commander Cody and Captain Rex, right. So, it looks like this series really focuses on Captain Rex and Ahsoka and their characters. Ahsoka trusting Anakin and really the Republic again, and Rex looking back and coming to terms with the fact of all the friends he lost to the war. I'm so excited for this season. It looks really cool. Gotham finale trailer. It looked like a good trailer. I haven't watched any of season 5 yet, but as a trailer, it looked really cool. I can't wait to see it on Netflix when it comes out. And it's just these are the characters accepting who they are and becoming who they are, and that's that. So that looks really cool. Krypton Season 2. I'm not going to watch Krypton. First episode was fantastic of Season 1. And then I watched the second episode and the third episode. And it just got really bad for me. It was not enough action for what the show was. It felt very generic. Season 2 looks like it's just like a war thing. It had Lobo in it. Lobo looked very accurate, besides the fact that the guy who's playing Lobo looked really too scrawny for what Lobo looks like. Because Lobo's big, but this guy was kind of small. So, that was just my opinion on it. Alright, let's go to music. I guess this podcast is not as long as I thought it was going to be. But, music. KG Elephant, Social Cues album came out. So when this dropped, I was at a friend's house, and I, sleeping over, and we were up, and it was midnight, and I checked my phone, and it was like, Social Cues album, oh my god. Checked YouTube, they posted all the songs. I was like, oh, they're posting it at, midnight. Exactly at the day they thought they were releasing it. So I listened to all the songs. Obviously, I was really tired and stuff, because whatever. And I wasn't really feeling the album that much when I listened to it the first time. And then I re-listened to it in order of the songs in the album, because the way they posted it was not right. So the way the album was posted. This is a strong album. So the singles, the song Ready to Let Go follows the generic Cage the Elephant way that they do their songs, which, don't get me wrong, that's not a bad thing, but I kind of wish they did something. There was great effects, all the songs were strong songs, but I can't really remember many of the songs besides the generic "Ready to Let Go," which, I mean, yeah. I give this album like a 6 or a 7 because the songs are strong. They just weren't memorable and they felt very generic to the Cage the Elephant system. But I should be seeing them live eventually for their tour that they're doing, and I'm just so excited for that. I've never seen them live before, and I want to see them live. But yeah, that's my album review. Alright, so now we're going to go on to books, which we've never done before, but I really wanted to talk about this book series. It's called The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel. So I got this book series 2 or 3 years ago from my Nana, and I read the first 2 books, I think, and started the third, and I stopped for whatever reason. And I wanted a book to read, and I was like, okay, I'll try this again. And I read the first book, and then I'm on the 4th book now. This series is so fantastic because I'm a big mythology fan. Like I read the Percy Jackson books. I've read all of Rick Riordan's books that he's released in like the Percy Jackson universe or whatever. And this series kind of ties Greek, Egyptian, Roman, all that stuff together, and it's just super fantastic. If you're looking for a book to read and you haven't read it, I recommend it because this book series is jam-packed. Jam-packed. I'm stupid, but jam-packed with action. It makes you care about the characters. I just have a lot of good things to say about this series. Okay, last thing we're going to talk about. Let's talk about the one and the only Aquaman. I just watched it at my cousin's house. Yeah, alright. So this movie, I heard some good things about it. So my opinions. Visually, it was visually stunning. The whole Atlantis was so captivating. Crazy. The story that they put out for the movie was good. I liked what they had for a story. I liked most of the actors that they had in the movie. The fight scenes were all so well done. When they were in I don't remember where they were fighting Black Manta, but that Black Manta scene, and then the scene with Aquaman's mom, that one camera shot moving around was fantastic. That's a fantastic fight scene that I've never seen anything like that before. I think they're one of the first to do it like that, and it was just so well done, too. I was so happy when I saw Aquaman with his suit. Like the original suit from the comics. That made me so happy that they were willing to do that. So, some of my... I loved the scene with Mara and her eating the roses, because it made the movie go from... So, it was, like, very fast-paced, really dramatic, but that scene, it made you remember, like, she was from Atlanta, she's not used to this stuff, and it kind of brought you back, and kind of made it feel more personal, which was really cool that they did it like that. Some of the pacing of the movie felt odd, and one of the things I didn't like, mainly the whole Sahara part of it, was my least favorite part. That Africa cover with like the acapella Africa cover really made me upset. I didn't like that at all. Yeah, like I said, the pacing was a little odd. It was a little inconsistent. Like, Mara didn't feel good when she was on the plane, whatever, her stomach hurt, but then she jumps out of the plane without a parachute. That was a little odd. Overall, though, this movie was really solid. It's my second favorite DC movie now in the DCEU, right under Shazam. I give it an 8 or a 9. I thought it was really well done. I loved the cast, the characters. They did good world build. I just liked it. So yeah, thank you guys. Whoa. Okay. Thank you guys for listening to episode 5 of the podcast. Sorry, Casey wasn't here again. I think we had a lot of good news. This one is going to be edited. Right now, though, I'm going to show you a picture of my nerd shrine, is what I'm calling it. Putting it on screen now. Shows off some of my favorite albums and some of the graphic novels I have. Just cool stuff. So, thank you guys for listening.